コメント、シマリヌステイです。本日はですね、世界で一番英語が上手い国で英語の勉強法を聞いてみたいイエーイということで、今ね、後ろにヘルシンキ出てて、フィンランドじゃねえかと。お前頭悪いんか。イギリスとかアメリカが世界で一番英語上手いに決まってるだろうと思うかもしれないです。違うんですよ。イギリスの人とかアメリカの人っていうのはもう英語が母国語なんで、英語なんか喋れて当たり前なんですよ。だけど彼らは英語を知ってるだけであって英語の勉強の仕方は知らないんです。でも僕が今いるフィンランドっていうのは英語圏ではない国の中で英語がトップクラスに上手いって言われてます。世界ランキングトップ5に入るって言われてます。つまりフィンランド人は英語勉強のエキスパートなんですよ。フィンランドはヨーロッパだから英語に近いはずだから勉強するのは簡単じゃんって思うかもしれないです。違うんですよ。同じアジアでも日本人が急にインド行って例えば
जिसने फ्रिज में हलवा खाया
できる気しないでしょ。フィンランド語って英語とは似ても似つかないです。My hobby is Ken, which is a Japanese soldier. フィンランド語にすると、ハラスさんケンのはヤパンに出した見え方だったになるんですよ。似ても似つかないです。その中で英語ペラペラになってるフィンランド人たちに勉強のコツを聞いてみます。英語脳の作り方も聞いてます。というわけで、今日英語勉強の最強、世界最強のコツが今日判明します。
I want to ask you about English languages. I'm from Japan. In Japanese school, people start learning English, I guess, 9 years old. And it lasts until, I guess, at least 80 years old.
Yeah.
But still, people cannot speak English that fluently, unfortunately. But I think Finnish people speak so good English languages. Why do you think that is?
We start learning English at 3rd grade, and I think our education system is really good. We
Yes.
spend a lot of time speaking English, learning English culture, and our teachers are very good and
Okay.
talented.
Okay.
We start very basic things, focus on how to talk to people, then we focus on grammar and talking. We try to not focus on our mistakes, always focus on developing our language skills.
You speak so much English as
Yeah.
well. Okay, great. Do you do something else besides school?
We watched a lot of, we live in Europe, so we have to use English almost every day. We watch Netflix, for example, YouTube videos that are all in English. There's not, my Finnish teacher is kind of mad about that because there is not much Finnish anymore anywhere. You always have to use English if you want to become more international.
So you're pretty much familiar with English language.
Yeah.
Okay. When I speak Japanese, I think in Japanese, obviously, and I speak in Japanese.
Yeah.
When I'm speaking English, I'm thinking in English and then speaking English. You do that as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have English brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get English brain in a way?
I don't know. I have studied English now for 6 years, so I think it just comes along.
Okay. Where do you use English, besides listening it? For example, Netflix or something.
Well, I haven't speak a lot English to people. I don't have any necessity to talk, but I have visited in some countries in Europe, and then I have to use English. So I have a couple friends, for example, in Austria, and with them I always talk English.
Okay. Actually, the interview is that's it, and I have some gift from my home country, Japan. I think it tastes good.
Oh, they have. Oh, so I'm sorry, I'm allergic.
Okay. I have actually another thing as well. It's a bit bitter, but
Thank you very much. Oh. Thank you.
Enjoy your candies. So, how did you learn English?
On my part, mostly it was through social media, or when I was younger, shows about TV, like Disney.
Disney.
Yeah, that's about me.
Yeah, I think we started doing 3rd grade,
Third grade.
grade 9, and we had quite a lot of lessons. And since it's a small country, we have to watch a lot of foreign shows, and they're all in English. So I think that's a great difference.
Yeah.
I feel like the people who have watched things in English learn it quicker.
If I do something on my free time or my own, it's most likely something in English, because Finnish, pop culture and everything, it's quite narrow, and if you want to learn something or research something you're interested in, you have to do it in English, because Finnish that doesn't exist, so you have to.
You don't have any choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do you often speak English or do you just use Finnish? at school or your lives?
I mean, I travel quite a lot, so when you're like outside of the country, you have to speak English, and our English lessons are like mostly in English, so we have to like always speak in English. But I don't think I use it like too much.
Okay. But I find, some Finnish people are like using English each other.
I know some, but
Why do they do it?
Maybe they want to learn it, or they are from some like other country.
My mother tongue is Japanese, but when I speak English, like right now at the moment, like I think in English and then I'm speaking English. Do you do that, or do you like translate Finnish?
I think in English, and sometimes even when I talk Finnish, I think it in English first because in some parts my English is better than my Finnish, especially if I'm like talking about something that I'm not too comfortable with. I tend to lean towards the English because I feel like my personality changes a bit when you change the language you speak.
Okay, but I think it's not very easy to get some kind of, let's say, English brain. I think it's quite difficult part of learning English. What can you do that?
I think it's a learning process. Like at first you have to think it through your like native language, like Finnish or Japanese, and then as you get more comfortable with it, you start thinking through the English because it's much more easier to think it in English and then speak it because it takes more time to think it in Finnish and then translate it. So I think when it becomes more native to you, you start thinking it.
Right. So by the way, like I have a gift from Japan.
It reminds me a bit of these, Su Philip or Philip. It reminds me a bit of that. It's really good.
I want to ask you something about English. How do you learn English?
I learned a bit of English already before I started in school because I heard like in series or movies or anything like on TV we have like more subtitles, so we kind of hear English probably from pretty young.
Because I think our language is like quite small, so it's not used like in the world.
We don't make that much media, so we have to fill the airtime with like English.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, true. How about school? How do you study English here?
Well, we started when we were 11 because we go to like a French school. So we didn't start as young as others. We start with like basic words and phrases like everybody else, but I think we move quite quickly forward. Like we study a lot of different like vocabularies, and then we learn how to use them in like a bigger context when we get older in like high school.
Yeah.
Do you speak English quite often, or like do you just speak Finnish?
I mean, I personally speak like a mix of Finnish and English all day,
like
every
Finglish.
day. Yeah, Finglish.
English.
For me, like I read in English almost every day.
We consume it a lot, but don't necessarily like speak it out loud that much. But it's not that rare. Like sometimes I feel like talking in English with my friends and it's just
Do you have any way to like cultivate your English skill very efficiently?
Watching some good shows or things with like English subtitles on your free time. Like you can start with like the subtitles of your own language and then change to English as you like get better.
Okay.
And then in the end you can watch without subtitles to try to understand the language better.
Fair enough. Would you recommend any like English TV show or something? Do you have any favorite?
Sex Education was great. But I'm sure everybody's already watched it.
Okay. Anything else?
I like Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds.
Yeah, I watch it at some point. But like any show basically that's in English. Like,
Oh, I know The Last of Us.
yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm also watching shows maybe in other languages. Like I watch Young Royals, which is in Swedish, but the subtitles were in English. Or when I watch anime, also the subtitles are in English.
Yeah.
So that also helps keep.
You mean like Japanese anime or English?
Yeah.
Japanese anime. Okay. Like what do you watch? What do you like?
What have I watched recently? Like a Spy Family.
Spy Family. I hear it's very good.
I recommend it.
Okay. What's Spy Family?
Yeah.
When I'm speaking English, like right now at the moment,
like I'm thinking in English and I'm speaking in English. Do you do that as well?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes,
I have noticed I sometimes like think in English just like when I'm alone, or even when I'm speaking Finnish, I have to think about words in English because I hear them much more often.
Yeah.
Like those words used, so I have a hard time translating them to Finnish.
Okay. So you have English brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Okay.
Yeah.
Like then, how did you cultivate your English brain? How did you get it?
I think just like consuming all the media, like
Yeah.
the shows,
Media.
reading.
Yeah, I don't think I read anything in Finnish or watch any Finnish shows at all. It's like my whole day is basically in English unless I speak to other people. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
How do you like it?
It's very good.
Okay.
Tastes like chocolates.
Tastes like chocolate. How do you study English? Here in Finland, I think majority of Finnish people, especially teenagers and university students, can speak very good English.
I think the level of English in Finland is really high. So I think that's one of the reasons.
Like people around you can speak English.
Yeah.
Okay. How about like English class at school? For example, high school. Like, do you more like speak with others or paperworks or?
I'm in IB school, so like I study in English, but like she's in Finnish high school, so.
Our teacher most talks about English. We speak Finnish with our friends, so sometimes we may speak, but mostly it's the teacher speaks English and we just understand it and do exercises.
And I think you mentioned that you have like
Yeah, speaking class, speaking course where we only talk in English.
So English conversation class and English grammar course and all kind of stuff are divided into another class.
I would say, yeah.
Okay. So do you speak English quite often? Kind of yeah, like kind of not.
God, yeah.
Okay. Then how can you speak so fluently?
I don't know. It just comes.
Just
It
comes.
just comes.
Okay. That so like do you watch English like movies or do you play
Yeah,
English games?
all the time.
All the
Everything
time.
is in English.
Okay.
Like YouTube, Spotify.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
My mother tongue is Japanese, so I usually think everything in Japanese in my mind. But when I'm speaking English, like right now at the moment, I'm thinking in English and I'm speaking in English. So I have like English brain. Oh, you have one as well?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to like think in English when I speak English because it's much easier.
Yeah, and it's faster, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get the English brain?
Thinking in English, I guess.
Thinking in English.
I guess you just like have to start it.
Ah.
Like somehow, like when you're just thinking something, then you're like, okay, well, I can think this in English, and then after that, like when you do it repeatedly, it comes more natural, I think.
Okay, so suddenly in usual life, you suddenly start thinking in English.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Okay, interesting. Do you use English that often, or like you're just speaking?
Well, right now I actually do use English every day. My family there.
Family.
Yeah, because we have a German exchange student, so I don't speak English, but German. So we speak
Oh, yes,
English
yeah.
at home. Yeah.
Actually, I'm a exchange student here as well.
University?
No, legit. So, like,
Okay.
yeah. When I'm speaking English, like right now at the moment, I think in English in my mind, and then I speak in English. Do you do that as well?
Yeah, actually, I don't translate like stuff like, okay,
Should do
now I'm
English.
gonna say this. I don't do that. I just speak.
Okay,
That's
you just
pretty
speak.
much, yeah.
Do you have like English brain? How do you think you have got English brain?
I think it's from all the internet stuff. If I'm on English media, I think in English. Like, okay, what am I gonna write? What am I gonna do? Or stuff like that. So I think it's like over time it became like things. Thank you. Sorry.
はい、というわけでね、やっぱりね、ネットフリックスとか海外のコンテンツを英語で見るっていうのがね、やっぱりミソみたいでしたね。あとはまあ周りの人がね、英語喋れるっていうのもでかいと思うんですけど、まあ日本でもね、できることだと思うんで、ぜひ英語脳っていうのをね、作れるように、英語で物を考える力っていうのを、まあ頑張って養ってみてください。これね、僕から一つアドバイスさせてもらいたいことがあって、英語脳を作るときに、その単語をその英語でもうそのまま覚えてるとめっちゃ早いんですよ。どうやったかっていうと、単語を覚えるときに日本語と英語で覚えるんじゃなくて、
て英語ともうそのイメージで覚えたんですよね。例えばプレーっていう単語を覚えるときに遊ぶって覚えるんじゃなくて、子供が野原でわーって駆け回ってるその絵面をもう頭にこうやって打って入れて、これがプレーやっていう風に自分で覚えるんですよ。そういう感じで英語やってると、ちょっとねテストの時大変かもしれないですけど、喋る時になるとめっちゃ楽になるんで、ぜひそれは参考にしてみてください。
54% に入っているそこのあなた、チャンネル登録ポチってください。